to present initial scientific findings surrounding the object now known as the Bugosphere.
What if everything you've ever known about the universe, about technology, life, and even your place in this world was about to be shattered? Imagine discovering an object so advanced, so unfathomable, that it seems to transcend the very laws of physics. A mysterious artifact hidden for eons, holding a message so profound it could rewrite the entire story of humanity. What if this discovery wasn't just an accident, but a warning, waiting to be found?
Unless you've been living under a rock in the UFO community, you've definitely heard about this. It's everywhere, it's viral, and it's sparking debate.
In recent months, an extraordinary scientific breakthrough has emerged, capturing the attention of both the scientific community and the general public. At the heart of this discovery is an object now known as the Bugosphere, which has been examined using some of the most advanced technology available today. What initially appeared to be a straightforward examination quickly escalated into something far more mysterious and unsettling. The source of this groundbreaking discovery is none other than Google's cutting-edge quantum computing technology, which after years of development has allowed researchers to explore the object in ways that were previously thought impossible. The machine used for this investigation, a highly advanced quantum computer, is not just a tool but a marvel of modern technology. It is capable of processing vast amounts of data in a fraction of the time it would take traditional computers. With its ability to harness the principles of quantum mechanics, this computer can analyze and decode information at a level of precision and scale that surpasses anything humanity has ever seen. By using the quantum computer, researchers were able to meticulously unravel the very fabric of the Bugosphere atom by atom, to piece together its history and uncover its secrets. What they found was nothing short of astonishing. The data revealed that the object was not simply a random or unimportant anomaly. It was far more complex and profound than anyone had anticipated. What seemed to be a simple object held within it a staggering volume of data, far beyond what would be expected from something of its size. And within this data, researchers discovered patterns and sequences that were far from accidental. They were deliberate and precise, hinting at a level of intelligence that humans are not yet capable of understanding. The object, which had long baffled scientists with its mysterious properties, was revealed to be a sophisticated device far more advanced than anything seen in the human-made world. The quantum computer's analysis uncovered that the Bugosphere contained information far beyond simple numerical sequences or algorithms. Instead, the data revealed something far more profound and unnerving. What seemed to be a message, this message, embedded within the object's very structure, appeared to be a warning, though its exact meaning remains unclear. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific team, leaving many of the brightest minds in the field grappling with the implications of what they had just uncovered. For those involved in the project, the task of deciphering this message was not one taken lightly. Even the most experienced scientists involved in the development of the quantum computer expressed a deep hesitation at revealing the full extent of their findings. The sheer complexity of the information uncovered, coupled with its potentially terrifying implications, left many questioning whether the world was ready to know the truth. There was a palpable sense of uncertainty in the air, as the scientists understood that what they had discovered could change the way humanity perceives not only technology but its place in the universe. What made this discovery even more unsettling was the realization that this was no ordinary object. The Bugosphere, as it is now referred to, was not simply a piece of technology or a man-made artifact. It appeared to be something far more intricate and advanced, something beyond the capabilities of current human understanding. As the research team continued their analysis, they found that the Bugosphere had a unique structure, one that defied traditional concepts of data storage and communication. Instead of simply containing information in a static form, the Bugosphere seemed to function as a dynamic, living entity, constantly processing and transmitting data in ways that were unlike anything seen before. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Bugosphere was its ability to store and transmit information in a way that seemed to transcend the limits of conventional data storage. Researchers found that the object did not use traditional methods of encoding or storing data. Instead, it appeared to use a quantum-based system, capable of encoding and transmitting information instantaneously across vast distances. This discovery raised a number of questions. How could this object store and transmit data so efficiently? What kind of technology would be required to create such a device? And, perhaps most importantly, what was the purpose of this object? What message was it trying to communicate, and who, or what, was behind it? As the team continued to examine the Bugosphere, the quantum computer's findings only became more perplexing. The patterns within the data began to reveal alignments with astronomical cycles, suggesting that the object was not simply a random occurrence, but had been deliberately constructed with a purpose. This discovery led to the hypothesis that the Bugosphere may be part of a larger, cosmic communication network, perhaps even a message from an advanced, extraterrestrial civilization. The precision of the data, coupled with its alignment with known astronomical patterns, suggested that the object was not merely a relic of some unknown origin, but a carefully crafted device intended to communicate something far more significant. This was not just another scientific anomaly, nor was it a fleeting discovery that would soon be forgotten. The revelations surrounding the Bugosphere have the potential to rewrite everything we know about the universe, technology, and our place within it. What was initially seen as a small, inconspicuous object has now been revealed to be something far more monumental, a potential key to understanding the fundamental workings of the universe. It challenges everything we thought we knew about physics, communication, and even the nature of intelligence itself. For now, the true meaning of the Bugosphere's message remains a mystery. What is clear, however, is that the object is far more than it initially appeared to be. It is not just a piece of technology, it is a message, a clue, or perhaps even a warning from an intelligence far beyond our comprehension. As the team continues to unravel the layers of data contained within the Bugosphere, one thing is certain: the world is on the cusp of a discovery that could change everything. The implications of this discovery are staggering. What if the Bugosphere is not just a message from an advanced civilization, but part of a larger network that has been monitoring Earth for centuries? Could this be the first sign of extraterrestrial intelligence? Or is it something else entirely? The questions raised by this discovery are both fascinating and terrifying, and the answers may hold the key to humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. As the investigation into the Bugosphere continued, the scientific team's understanding of the object deepened in ways that were both astounding and perplexing. The quantum computer's analysis, which had initially provided only a glimpse of the object's complexity, now revealed even more astonishing layers of information. The data uncovered suggested that the Bugosphere was not simply a piece of technology, but a highly sophisticated device with capabilities that defied human comprehension. In many ways, the Bugosphere seemed to operate on a level far beyond the reach of current human understanding, challenging everything the team knew about physics, data storage, and even communication. The first aspect of the Bugosphere that became apparent through the continued analysis was its extraordinary structural complexity. Researchers had already noted that its exterior was flawless, with no apparent seams or joints, making it seem as though the object had been formed as a single, continuous unit. This alone was perplexing, as conventional manufacturing processes rely on assembly and jointing, whether through welding, bonding, or casting, but the Bugosphere seemed to defy all known principles of material fabrication. It appeared to have been constructed at a molecular or atomic level, with a seamless surface that suggested a completely different method of manufacturing, one that humanity had yet to discover or replicate. As the team examined this feature further, they found that the surface of the object was more than just smooth. It seemed to be a perfect lattice of atoms, almost as though the object had been grown rather than built. This revelation sparked a host of questions among the researchers. How could such a structure be formed? What advanced technology or natural processes would be required to create such a perfectly seamless object? The answer was elusive, but one thing became clear. The Bugosphere was far beyond any human-made technology, and its design was the product of an intelligence or process that humanity could not yet fathom. Delving deeper into the Bugosphere's interior, the team uncovered another layer of complexity. The object's internal architecture was unlike anything seen before. A network of intricate fiber-optic channels spread throughout the core of the sphere, resembling the neural pathways of an organic brain. These channels were not passive structures. They exhibited a dynamic, responsive quality, actively interacting with their environment. The fiber optic network appeared to be capable of sensing a wide range of conditions, including temperature fluctuations, pressure changes, and even the composition of trace gases in the atmosphere. This ability to sense and respond to the surrounding environment suggested that the Bugosphere was not simply an inert object, but a highly sophisticated active system. Even more startling was the discovery that the Bugosphere's internal system seemed to possess an awareness of biological life. Preliminary tests indicated that the object could detect subtle biological changes, hinting at a level of sophistication that suggested the object was not merely a machine, but a living, responsive entity. This idea was further supported by the way the object's internal system seemed to adapt to their surroundings, much like an organism responding to changes in its environment. The sheer complexity of the fiber optic network, coupled with its ability to sense and react to the environment, raised new questions about the true nature of the Bugosphere. Was it a machine, a living organism, or something in between? As the team continued to probe the Bugosphere's internal structure, the quantum computer revealed even more remarkable data. The object seemed to function not just as a storage device, but also as a highly sophisticated sensor array, capable of detecting and processing data in ways that were beyond human technology. The system within the Bugosphere appeared to be able to process information at incredible speeds, potentially operating in real time across vast distances. This suggested that the object was not just a passive repository of information, but an active device capable of transmitting data to distant locations almost instantaneously. The quantum computer's analysis also uncovered a key feature of the Bugosphere's data storage system that set it apart from anything known to science. It seemed to be using quantum entanglement to store and transmit information. Quantum entanglement is a phenomenon in which particles become linked in such a way that their states are interdependent, even when they are separated by vast distances. This discovery was profound as it suggested that the Bugosphere's data was not confined to the object itself, but was instead linked to another device, potentially located across vast stretches of space. The ability to store and transmit information in this way would revolutionize data storage and communication, allowing for instantaneous transfer of information over vast distances, something that conventional technology could never achieve. One of the most striking aspects of the Bugosphere's quantum data was its alignment with known astronomical cycles. The sequences of data uncovered by the quantum computer were found to precisely mirror the orbital patterns of several exoplanets, which had only been discovered and cataloged within the past decade. This was not a random coincidence. The alignment was mathematically exact, suggesting that the data had been deliberately encoded with the intention of aligning with these celestial events. The precision of this encoding left the scientific community reeling. It was as if an advanced intelligence had intentionally embedded astronomical coordinates into the object, creating a highly sophisticated map or system that could be read and interpreted by those capable of understanding its complex language. The alignment of the data with celestial events raised further questions about the nature and origin of the Bugosphere. Was it a device created by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization with a deep understanding of the cosmos? Or was it something far more profound, a tool designed to communicate with intelligent life across the universe, encoding messages that would only be understood by those who could decipher them? The exact purpose of the Bugosphere remained unclear, but the data it contained suggested a level of sophistication that far surpassed anything humanity had ever encountered. The implications were staggering, hinting at a deeper, more intricate understanding of the universe that was beyond human comprehension. As the research team continued to analyze the quantum data, the Bugosphere revealed even more disturbing and perplexing findings. The sequences of data became increasingly complex, growing more intricate and layered with each new analysis. What had initially been perceived as a simple object containing a few data patterns now appeared to be a vast, multi-layered message that challenged the very foundation of human understanding. The data suggested that the Bugosphere was not simply a storage device or a sensor array, but a profound message, carefully encoded and hidden within the object for reasons that remained unclear. One of the most unsettling aspects of this discovery was the suggestion that the Bugosphere was not merely an artifact left behind by an advanced civilization, but an active communication device, perhaps a node in a vast network of interstellar communication. The precision of the data, coupled with its alignment with celestial cycles and its ability to transmit information over vast distances, suggested that the Bugosphere might be part of a larger cosmic system, one that had been observing and monitoring Earth for a period of time that could span millennia. If this theory was correct, the Bugosphere was not just an object. It was a sentinel, a watchful observer transmitting data to an unknown location, perhaps waiting for the right moment to make contact with humanity. The analysis of the Bugosphere raised many profound questions, the answers to which remain elusive. What was the purpose of the data encoded within the object? Who created it, and why? Was it a message, a map, or a warning? The discovery of the Bugosphere had the potential to unlock new realms of understanding about the universe, technology, and the very nature of existence. Yet as the research team continued to delve deeper into the object's secrets, they were faced with the realization that they may never fully understand the purpose of the Bugosphere, nor the true intentions of those who created it. In the end, the findings surrounding the Bugosphere are both exhilarating and deeply unsettling. The object is a testament to a level of technological and intellectual achievement that humanity cannot yet comprehend. It challenges everything we know about data storage, communication, and the fundamental principles of physics. But more than that, the Bugosphere represents a profound mystery, one that may hold the key to unlocking humanity's place in the universe. As the research continues, one thing is certain: the Bugosphere is not just an object, it is a message, and its true meaning may be waiting to be uncovered in the far reaches of space and time. As the analysis of the Bugosphere progressed, the scientific community was slowly forced to confront the staggering complexity of the object and its seemingly intentional design. The more the team examined the data and the object itself, the more they realized that they were not simply dealing with an inert object or a strange artifact. Instead, they were uncovering what appeared to be a sophisticated message, a communication embedded within the very structure of the Bugosphere. This message was becoming increasingly clear as the quantum computer's analysis revealed deeper layers of information, all pointing towards a singular, unsettling conclusion. The Bugosphere was not just an object. It was a tool, a message, and possibly even a warning from an intelligence far beyond human understanding. One of the most perplexing aspects of the analysis was the discovery that the Bugosphere did not merely store data in the conventional sense. Instead, it appeared to use an entirely new method of data storage, one that seemed to transcend the limitations of human technology. As the team continued to examine the patterns within the object's data, they found that it was capable of storing and transmitting information in a way that was not just efficient, but mind-bogglingly advanced. The quantum computer had uncovered sequences that suggested the Bugosphere was using quantum entanglement to store and transfer data. This process allowed the information contained within the object to be instantly mirrored in another location, potentially light years away, without any loss of fidelity or delay. This discovery was profound, as it indicated that the Bugosphere was not merely a static data storage device, but an active dynamic system capable of real-time communication. If this hypothesis were true, it would mean that the object had the potential to transmit information across vast stretches of space, enabling instantaneous communication over distances that would take conventional technology millennia to traverse. In essence, the Bugosphere appeared to be functioning as a communication node, a kind of cosmic relay station, capable of transmitting and receiving information in ways that humanity had only dreamt of. The implications of this were immense, and the more the team delved into the object's capabilities, the more they realized that they were on the verge of uncovering a cosmic mystery that could change the course of human history. As the team continued their investigation, they began to piece together other aspects of the Bugosphere's design that suggested an extraordinary level of sophistication. One of the most striking revelations was the discovery of the object's alignment with known astronomical cycles. The data sequences uncovered by the quantum computer were found to mirror the orbital patterns of several exoplanets that had only been identified in the past decade. This was not a mere coincidence. The alignment was precise, and it suggested that the Bugosphere had been intentionally designed to interact with celestial events. This discovery raised many questions. Was the object a sophisticated map, encoding coordinates that pointed to distant stars, planets, or even entire galaxies? Or was it something far more enigmatic, a cosmic tool designed to communicate with intelligence on a scale that humanity had yet to comprehend. What was particularly unsettling about this finding was the realization that the object's data was not random. It appeared to be carefully constructed, encoded with astronomical information that had been designed to align with known cosmic events. The exact purpose of this encoding was still unclear, but it was becoming increasingly apparent that the Bugosphere was not a passive object. Instead, it seemed to be an active part of a much larger system, one that spanned across space and time. The precision of the data, coupled with the alignment with celestial cycles, suggested that the Bugosphere was far more than a mere artifact. It was a tool, a device created by an intelligence capable of manipulating the very fabric of the cosmos. As the research team continued to unravel the object's secrets, they were forced to confront the possibility that the Bugosphere might not be a product of human hands at all. Given its complexity, its precision, and the seemingly deliberate encoding of astronomical data, it was increasingly likely that the object was of extraterrestrial origin. This possibility was further supported by the team's discovery that the Bugosphere's data sequences contained patterns that were unlike anything seen in human-made technology. The encoding system was far more advanced than anything humanity had created, suggesting that the object was the product of a civilization with knowledge and capabilities far beyond our own. This realization led the team to consider a more profound theory, that the Bugosphere was not merely a device for storing and transmitting information, but a form of communication, a message encoded within the very fabric of the object itself. The precise nature of this message, however, remained unclear. The data sequences revealed patterns that seemed to suggest a level of intelligence that far surpassed humanity's current understanding of the universe. It was as if the Bugosphere contained a blueprint, a key to understanding the cosmos in ways that humans had never before conceived. As the quantum computer continued to analyze the data, the team uncovered even more perplexing patterns within the Bugosphere's sequences. These new patterns seemed to suggest that the object was not just encoding astronomical data, but also hinting at a deeper, more philosophical message. The patterns revealed what appeared to be fractal-like structures, repeating at various scales, suggesting a connection between the object and the fundamental principles of nature itself. These fractal patterns were not just mathematical curiosities, they seemed to resonate with the very fabric of the universe, echoing the cosmic background radiation that permeates the entire cosmos. The discovery of these fractal patterns had profound implications. If the Bugosphere was encoding information in this way, it suggested that the object was not simply a data storage device, but a conduit for understanding the fundamental principles of the universe. The fractals seemed to mirror the structure of the cosmos, hinting at a deeper connection between the object and the very fabric of space-time. This raised the possibility that the Bugosphere was not just a tool for communication, but a key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe itself. One of the most unsettling aspects of this discovery was the realization that the Bugosphere's message might not be intended for humanity at all. The object's data sequences seemed to suggest that the message was directed at an intelligence far beyond our own, one that could comprehend the object's true purpose. This led the team to question whether the Bugosphere was a relic of a long-lost civilization, a communication device left behind by an advanced species that had long since vanished. Or perhaps, they speculated, the object was a beacon, a message waiting to be deciphered by an intelligence that was capable of understanding its true meaning. As the investigation continued, the team's findings grew more complex, and the mystery surrounding the Bugosphere deepened. What began as a seemingly straightforward examination of an unknown object had evolved into a profound exploration of the nature of intelligence, communication, and the very structure of the universe. The more the team uncovered, the more they realized that the Bugosphere held secrets that could fundamentally change our understanding of the cosmos and humanity's place within it. One of the most intriguing possibilities that emerged from the team's findings was the idea that the Bugosphere was part of a larger cosmic communication network. If the object was indeed capable of transmitting information across vast distances, it suggested that there might be a system in place spanning across the universe that allowed for communication between advanced civilizations. This network could be a tool for interstellar communication, a means by which intelligence from across the cosmos could share knowledge, ideas, and perhaps even wisdom. If this theory proved to be true, It would mean that humanity was on the cusp of a discovery that could redefine the way we view ourselves and our place in the universe. As the team continued to analyze the Bugosphere, the data began to point to a single unsettling possibility: that the object was not just an artifact, but a living, breathing entity, a part of a larger system that had been monitoring Earth for an indeterminate amount of time. The complexity of the object's data, its ability to transmit information across vast distances, and its connection to the cosmos suggested that the Bugosphere was part of something much larger, a network of intelligence that spanned the stars. And if this was the case, the implications for humanity were profound. As the research team continued their deep dive into the secrets of the Bugosphere, the implications of their findings began to grow increasingly profound. The object, initially thought to be a mysterious anomaly, had now become the center of a scientific investigation that spanned multiple disciplines and challenged the very foundations of human understanding. The data, which had initially seemed like an isolated discovery, began to suggest something far more significant: a complex message encoded within the Bugosphere, one that could reveal truths about the universe and humanity's place within it. As the team unraveled more layers of the object's enigmatic properties, they realized that this was not merely a scientific breakthrough. It was the potential unlocking of a cosmic mystery, one that could redefine everything humanity thought it knew about intelligence, communication, and the very fabric of reality itself. One of the most striking discoveries made during this phase of the investigation was the revelation that the Bugosphere's data sequences were not just a record of astronomical patterns, but appeared to hold a deeper meaning, one that transcended the physical universe. The patterns within the object's data continued to align with cosmic phenomena, but now the team began to notice a more profound structure beneath the surface. The sequences were intricate, layered with meaning that seemed to point towards something more than just a simple message. It was as if the Bugosphere was trying to convey something far more fundamental, something about the very nature of the cosmos, and perhaps even the existence of life itself. As the quantum computer processed more of the Bugosphere's data, researchers began to see a disturbing and perplexing pattern emerging. The sequences within the data seemed to form a language, but not one that humans could immediately recognize. This was not a language of words or symbols in the conventional sense, but rather a set of highly structured codes, each one seemingly tied to the fundamental principles of the universe. The more the team analyzed this language, the clearer it became that the Bugosphere was not just a device for storing information, but a tool for communication, one that transcended human understanding of language and culture. It was as though the object was trying to communicate on a cosmic scale, using a language far beyond human comprehension. A language rooted in the very laws of physics and the universe itself. This discovery led to a shocking revelation. The Bugosphere's message was not just encoded in its data, but was intricately woven into the fabric of the cosmos. The patterns discovered within the data were not merely random, they appeared to align with the fundamental structures of space, time, and energy. These patterns were not just mathematical anomalies, they were a direct reflection of the cosmic laws that govern the universe. The object was, in a sense, a cosmic key, a bridge between the known and the unknown, between humanity's limited understanding and the vast, untapped knowledge of the cosmos. It was as if the Bugosphere contained the answers to some of the universe's most fundamental questions, but those answers could only be unlocked by a level of intelligence that humanity had yet to reach. The team's investigation took another dramatic turn when they discovered that the Bugosphere seemed to be part of a much larger network, one that spanned the stars. If the object was indeed part of a communication system, it suggested the existence of a vast, interstellar network of intelligence, one that could be capable of transmitting information across unimaginable distances. This was not just a theory, it was supported by the quantum entanglement discovered earlier, which suggested that the Bugosphere's data was linked to another device, possibly located light years away. The discovery of this network raised even more unsettling questions. Was the Bugosphere just one piece of a much larger puzzle? Was it a communication node, part of an elaborate system designed to relay information between distant parts of the universe? If this network theory was correct, it would mean that the Bugosphere was part of a system far beyond human comprehension. The object's role was not just as a receiver of information, but also as a transmitter, capable of sending data across vast distances in real time. This discovery suggested that there might be a cosmic communication system in place, one that was being used by intelligence far beyond humanity's capabilities. And if that was the case, it raised the question, who or what was behind this system? Was the Bugosphere a relic of an ancient civilization, long gone but still sending out messages into the universe? Or was it a sentinel, part of a living network that had been watching Earth for millennia, waiting for the right moment to make contact? These possibilities sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The implications of this discovery were far-reaching, and the more the team uncovered, the more they realized that the Bugosphere could be the key to unlocking the greatest mysteries of the universe. The object was not just a technological marvel, it was a message that had been encoded within the very fabric of space-time. It was as though the Bugosphere was offering humanity a glimpse into a much larger reality, one that was far beyond our current understanding. The object was not just a piece of technology, it was a cosmic puzzle, one that humanity was just beginning to decode. At this point, the team began to consider more speculative theories. Could the Bugosphere be part of an ancient, interstellar civilization's attempt to communicate with other species? Or could it be a tool used by an advanced extraterrestrial intelligence to monitor and record the activities of life on Earth? The possibility that the Bugosphere was actively observing humanity and transmitting data to an unknown location raised unsettling questions about the nature of surveillance, communication, and even the future of human civilization. What if this object was not just watching us, but actively waiting for us to reach a level of understanding where we could unlock its true purpose? What if it was not just a passive observer, but an active participant in some larger cosmic plan? One of the most profound implications of the team's findings was the realization that the Bugosphere might be far more than just a message. It could be a guide, a roadmap to understanding the universe and humanity's place within it. The intricate patterns, the alignment with cosmic cycles, and the fractal structures suggested that the object was not just conveying information, but offering humanity a glimpse into a deeper, more profound understanding of the cosmos. The message within the Bugosphere could be the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe, offering insights into the nature of reality itself. But to fully understand it, humanity would need to unlock a level of intelligence and understanding that we have yet to reach. As the investigation neared its conclusion, the team was left with more questions than answers. The Bugosphere had revealed a level of complexity and sophistication that was beyond anything humanity had ever encountered. Its message, whatever it was still unclear, but its significance was undeniable. The object had the potential to change everything humanity thought it knew about the universe, about technology, and about the very nature of existence. Whether it was a message from an advanced civilization, a communication node in a vast interstellar network, or something else entirely, one thing was clear. The Bugosphere was not just an object. It was a cosmic puzzle, a key to understanding the mysteries of the universe, and humanity had only just begun to scratch the surface of its secrets. As the team prepared to release their findings to the world, the questions they had uncovered would continue to haunt them. What was the Bugosphere trying to tell us? And more importantly, what would humanity do with the knowledge it had unlocked? The implications were vast, and the answers were still waiting to be discovered. The journey was far from over, and the Bugosphere was just the beginning of what could be the greatest scientific discovery in history. The truth was out there, waiting to be uncovered.